What is up, my fellow beasts? Welcome back to a new video. Today I am bringing you my top 5 best guns in the Call of Duty World War II beta right now. Unfortunately, the beta is over, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a blast playing this thing, and I have high hopes for Call of Duty World War II. I don't know if it's gonna be one of the best Call of Duties ever, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be the worst, and you know, that's a good thing. So as I said, today I am bringing you my top 5 best guns in Call of Duty World War II right now. Just keep in mind that this is just about the beta, so when the game comes out, obviously we're gonna have access to more guns that were not in the beta, so this list might change. I'm hoping that all the guns, or most of the guns that we didn't get to use in the beta, are equally as good as the ones on this list, because if everything, or if most of the guns are overpowered in the game, then pretty much nothing is underpowered. If they use the Modern Warfare 2 formula, I think it would be very good, because in Modern Warfare 2 you can use any gun and absolutely destroy everyone. You can use the F2000, the Mini Uzi, a shotgun, a pistol, or whatever, and you can get your kill streaks, you can even get nukes. So if they do the same thing in World War II, that's just gonna be absolutely biblical, because when people use the same gun over and over again, it just gets so boring and annoying. And also, this video is before the cheeky supply drop, so we didn't get to use supply drops in the beta, and when the game comes out, they might have weapon variants or gun variants in the supply drops, which would be a big mistake, because the last time they tried that in Advanced Warfare, it didn't go very well, because the guns in the supply drops, you know, the Ball 27s, Infernos, and whatever their names were, I don't know their names because I never got to use one of them, and all that stuff. They were super overpowered, and only a few players had access to them, and obviously the players with those overpowered guns could destroy everyone. So let's hope they don't make the same mistake twice. So before I start this list, I have an honorable mention, which goes to the cheeky grease gun. So at first, because this was the first SMG you unlocked in the beta, everyone used this thing, but after people started unlocking all the other guns, SMGs and rifles and whatever, they kind of forgot about the cheeky grease gun, which is a little monster. It might not be a 10 like all the other guns on this list, but it is definitely a 9. I loved using the grease gun. I think that because it doesn't have the highest fire rate of all the SMGs, it's easier to control at medium range and whatever, and I don't know, I just feel great using the grease gun, and that's why I decided to give it the cheeky honorable mention, because it's a little beast, it's a monster, and I think it's very good. So at the number 5 position, we have the M1 Garand. Yes, this classic beast gets the number 5 spot. I'm pretty sure a lot of you were not expecting this thing to be here, but let me tell you something. Even though not a lot of people use this thing during the beta, it doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, it is a freaking beast. It's a 2-shot kill, so it is great at long range, it is great at medium range, and at close range, I mean, just try to spam as many shots as possible. If you're lucky, if you shoot first, you're gonna get the kill. But if the enemy is very, very close, instead of, you know, just spraying and praying, which, you know, is not very good when it comes to the M1 Garand, what you can do is just stab them in the face if you have the bayonet equipped. You know, if you are using the infantry division, which gives you the bayonet attachment, or whatever you want to call it, for free, which is definitely freaking awesome. So every time I was using snipers or rifles, I always rocked the infantry division. So yeah, I love using the M1 Garand. You didn't see a lot of people using this thing. I think that people either were afraid to use this thing, or they didn't know how to use it, or whatever. But yeah, this thing is a beast, and that's why it gets the number 5 position. Then we have at the number 4 position 2 guns. We have the twins, the Wafaa 28 and the Type 100. I was like, man, I gotta leave one out of this list, but I just couldn't. You know, I didn't want this list to just be about, you know, pretty much SMGs, so I had to put the M1 Garand in the 5th position, and then, you know, that meant I had to leave either the Wafaa or the Type 100 out of this list. But yeah, I decided to put them together because they are very similar. They are so similar, most people can't distinguish these motherfuckers when they are watching gameplay on YouTube. But pretty much the difference between these bad boys is that the Type 100, you know, it has a high fire rate, but it isn't super high, which means that the gun has low recoil and it is more accurate. And the Wafaa 28 has a higher fire rate, so it's more powerful at close range, but at medium range it's not as good because of all the kicking, of all the recoil. So you gotta be careful when you use this thing at medium long range. But yeah, they are very similar and they are absolute monsters. They shred people at close range. Then we have at the number 3 and 2 position, two beasts. So this was a battle for the number 2 spot between two very similar SMGs, and the winning factor here was the magazine size. So at the number 3 position we have the Thompson, we have the Tommy gun. It's called M18 whatever, I don't even know its name, just call this motherfucker by its classic name, the Thompson, the Tommy gun. So this thing, I think it was the last gun to be added into the beta, and it pretty much closed the beta because everyone was rocking the Thompson SMG. So this thing is a monster. It has a very high fire rate, low recoil, and it pretty much shreds people at close range, and it is also good at medium range. Unfortunately, I didn't get to unlock it, but I picked it up a couple of times and I was just melting people. And then we have at the number 2 position the PPSH. So the PPSH won the battle against the Thompson pretty much because of the magazine size. The PPSH gets 35 bullets by default, and in a gunfight, if you have 5 bullets left, it's gonna save your life, and that's why I decided to give the PPSH the number 2 position. But other than that, I think that they are very similar. The PPSH also has a super fast fire rate. It doesn't have that much recoil. It has a good damage at medium range. Obviously, at close range, it obliterates people. They just freaking get vaporized in front of you. So this thing is a monster, and that is why it gets the number 2 position. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the God gun. At the number 1 position, we have the P08 pistol. So the reason why this thing is the God gun, I'm just kidding. This thing is absolutely garbage, and I just use this thing to make the care package land faster so that I didn't waste ammo on my primary gun. So yeah, at the number 1 position, we have the STG-44, aka the ACR of Call of Duty World War II. I'm actually very surprised. We didn't see more STG-44 action in Call of Duty World War II, because this thing is just freaking insane. As I said, it is the ACR of World War II because it's great at all ranges, long range, medium range, close range. You destroy people. And it doesn't have pretty much any recoil. Yeah, see, you notice just a cheeky little bit of recoil, but it's pretty much a laser beam, so you give people no chance. And my favorite part about the STG-44 is that it is a UAV destroyer, and you know that the UAV spam is crazy, or it was crazy during the beta, and being able to destroy UAVs so easily, it feels great. Also because you get 150 points for free just by shooting freaking UAVs, and because the planes are so big and they fly so low, it's very easy to destroy them. So yes, you don't destroy them as fast as during the first weekend of the beta. All it took were like 5 bullets and they were gone. Now it takes like 10 bullets, maybe 15, I don't know. But you can still destroy them pretty fast with the STG-44, and I was getting 3 points from left to right. But yeah, the STG is, in my opinion, the god gun right now in Call of Duty World War II. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is my list of the best guns in Call of Duty World War II right now. As I said, we didn't get access to the full cool weaponry during the beta. So we still need to use the MP40 that was the best gun in World at War. So I wonder if it's gonna be the best gun in Call of Duty World War II. Maybe there's gonna be the Browning LMG, also the DP, aka the dinner plate LMG, the MG42 LMG, the SVT rifle, which was also a god gun in World at War, just like the M1 Garand is in Call of Duty World War II. So yeah, there are a lot of guns we didn't get during the beta, and you know, they might put up a fight against these guns on this list. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your opinion in the comment section below. Let me know which gun is the best right now in Call of Duty World War II, the gun you use the most. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.